You know, just the sheer pleasure of just being able to really shoot out a team like that. Nexus there coming in clutch from that Romanian powerhouse, you know, and really showing themselves up. But that is all in the future, you know, that remains to be seen. For now, let's take it back to Singularity versus NEMIGA, and we will see what this is going to give.
Well, of course, those Nexus fans will be there at the playoffs once more, possibly even for the rest of this tournament. So want to see who might be the competitor to take on Nexus and lose. NEMIGA has a N in their logo as well, so maybe they'll also be supporting them, as we do see the knife to now come out. And Stibbity Stabbity, I want to go on the CT side, I dare to say, for every team.
And it looks like the... Oh, yep, that's definitely going the NEMIGA way of things, and we'll see now. SINGULARITY sadly doesn't survive, and indeed NEMIGA starts it off well. They get that knife round in their advantage, and I'd say if there is a team that I'd expect not to go to the CT side, it would probably be NEMIGA, to be quite honest.
Oh, it could be. Yet I do believe they will go for that CT side, which, well, then again is a very sensible choice to make. Will it be the right one? Well, most likely, because so far we've often seen teams start there, and on Overpass, as I said before, there's a very good chance of course, them starting off quite well and hopefully doing something amazingly. Well, it's going to be an interesting series so far. It seems like NEMIGA is going to be in favor, but will they be able to close it out as well? It's going to be Team Singularity at least trying to do something in return. But will it be enough? Let's start with the pistol round. NEMIGA indeed starting on the CT side, having a kit on towards Box. And of course, he's trying to box out those opponents. Now, most likely to be spotted soon onto a short, as Iceberg is trying to tap a player away. And he can't seem to do it. And as Jo will be standing in his back, it will be the first frag in his favor. Remoy now moving up with his team, still ready with the opening frag. There's still a player in towards the barrels area. Box will be standing by, and he will wait. Wait more, get the frag, get a second, and almost get a third. But Remoy is standing by to refrag. A 1v1, but there's so much time still left for the side of Singularity that Speed 4K doesn't really need to peek in.
Yeah, and that is the CT side advantage, of course. You know, you've got that time going to your side, and Speed as well. Oh, that was a lovely little one-tap coming in from Remoy there, though, at the end. Speed, I want to highlight, though. You know, if there are NEMIGA players to really be paying attention to, I'd say it is going to be... well, Lollipop 21k. I hope he can live with it, that I'm just going to say Lollipop and not the whole thing.
Same.
Well, I don't know, Speed 4k I can kind of just get out there, but
you have to make it a little bit more speedy.
Speed 4k.
Speed.
Ooh. Speed. Yeah, that's probably the fastest thing.
He has a need for speed.
Ooh. Did you ever play those games?
Oh, yes, of course.
I hated them. I was terrible at racing games. My brother,
are you still, or?
Oh, yes. Well, I've gotten better at them, but I'm still not the best at it. I remember that my brother, he always used to get angry and smash the controllers.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not that person. I've only gotten really mad at competitive shooters, because then I do something really stupid and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I've done that. I can't believe Speed 4 actually gets that forced tag in. Not the frag, but at least it's an AK low. So there might be a little bit of a swapperoo with Nico. And of course that UMP now going in towards his hands rather than an AK. It makes sense, but will it be eventually a good call to be made? Well, I dare to say yes, because even with the UMP you could deal a lot of damage and also, of course, make a lot of money, as it's going to be a very slow round. Singularity now falling back will most likely go for that B take, but there are 3 players standing by, and it's going to be a slow play to come in with MP Nice to stop them, most likely in either heaven or somewhere around graffiti. A scout as well, but the scout has now moved back towards that A side. 3 players now currently at then the wrong side, with Castle also being tagged up as he tries to fake towards that side. Cellrate will get a flashbang and sees a player behind the pillar. Pillar player will still be alive, as it will be the first frag coming in from Lolly. It's also going to be Speed with a follow-up as well, and this is an MP9 Mayhem. Only Castle alive. Great flank to come in. I'm not really sure how the player on the A side moved past him on towards toilets. But still, it apparently works.
Yeah.
They now have the player lead big time, waiting for Castle to possibly come for a flank.
Yeah, I believe that engagement here. Oh, Castle, that's a good peek in. Or Castle even, that's a good peek in from him, and a lovely second to follow it up with. Lollipop taken out, but now that I believe that's a Galil there in the hands of MDS, and the timer already running out. NEMIGA with that winning the round, immediately taking one back after giving Singularity the pistol round.
Well, I actually saved 2 AK, so that's even better.
Ooh, delightful.
And that means that NEMIGA is really already getting a little bit of momentum for themselves. Castle at least getting 2 frags, as you said, that's quite nice. At least have $1,200 to come in for this round, as of course also their loss bonus would just be 1,400. So it's not that bad, as they now buy up against this round as well, trying to force it back in their favor, just like NEMIGA just did after losing the pistol. It's going to be, of course, a better buy from the NEMIGA side, now also having those 2 AK saved, and an M4 as well towards Lollipop. FAMAS and MP9 to eventually close things out, and that's a very good buy, looking at the pistols without head armor as well for some players to come in. Lollipop will get a double spray down, now of course will fall back towards the side. Still on half HP, but still with a player lead.
That's still Lollipop there coming in with some of that key, I'd say, NEMIGA aggressiveness, you know, going that far onto water and then actually going for that peak, something that you wouldn't see usually, or how do I put it, that you usually see teams do. And Notan is on a trip with his school.
Yeah, there's no Notan.
Aww.
So maybe a 10. As of course he's indeed on a school trip, and that means he will be missing out on towards this match, of course. Quite important. Yet we dare to say, I'm sorry to say it for the Singularity fans, statistically speaking, NEMIGA should be better. Yeah. And we saw that from their force buy-in. They just played it to perfection. Utility really good. The players also standing by to help each other. Very good peaks to come out one by one, but at least with contact plays from each other. Remoy, now the last player alive, with the eagle in his hand, tries to find a player, and Box will be spotted out, but an AK in hand will make short work of his target. Now an eco to come in from the Danish side, and will they be able to bring at least a little bit of damage, at least a little bit of threat on towards that Belarus side? Most likely no, because there will only be Glocks for what I could expect, but well, you can always dream that those Glocks will win.
Oh, but you should always dream, you know, always dream, always keep believing. It happened
many times in American CS, especially in Rank S. I remember certain quotes. I will quote one for you. We lose to Glocks!
Ah, yes, that lovely quote indeed. I recognize that one. Always nice to hear some of those, some of that CS history, I'd say. Oh, but here, that's a solid hold. Lollipop with a lovely 4K. Eco frags, of course, coming in easily, but still, nice spray down from him, and frags quickly lined up and achieved there by NEMIGA. Third round going to them, and Singularity so far, after getting that T-side pistol round, not really achieving much more.
At least one frag with the Glocks, as it was an instant turnaround. The utility pretty well set for NEMIGA, but they could have really done with possibly a molly, or at least a nade to fly in a little bit sooner to soften up the targets and make it a little bit easier for the player eventually going down. May he rest in peace, or at least now live again. It's going to be still one MP9 on towards Jo, as he's trying to make that work for the round coming, as that nade didn't really go as planned. I believe he wants to bank that off and go more towards the staircase, as Speed will get the opening kill. AWP in the hands, of course, of NEMIGA. Now having a somewhat decent economy on towards some players, and some are a little bit less fortunate, namely Speed.
And that, you could say, slows him down a little bit?
Oh.
Really, though, this is like the... I think that we're going to have plenty of opportunities to really just kind of
I'm already
take the
preparing myself for random stupid riddles and jokes to come in with these names.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Anyhow, speaking of random riddles and jokes, let's see if Singularity can, well, pull a fast one, I'd say, on NEMIGA and get them back on this, I'd say, decent enough buy round where they've got those AKs and armor. Have to find the right opening, though, and Castle is trying. But so far, not quite succeeding. Singularity, of course, being one man down. And now make it 2.
Well, they at least get some frags in return. Remoy actually on towards that long area. Gets 2 of his own. Now they have the bomb site in their, well, hands at this moment in time. 25 seconds left. The bomb will be planted towards Toilets, and Lollipop also going down. Means Singularity most likely will win this round as well. And yes, now eventually saying, I might go for a save here, because there's little to no chance to win this 1v3 without any utility whatsoever. And that means that now there will be that second round for Singularity, and this is what we expected. Singularity being stronger on the overpass, statistically speaking. Absolutely. And there is a good chance that they will make it work.
They do have a solid chance indeed. They've also played this 3 more times compared to NEMIGA, 10 times versus the 7 from them. And, yep, statistics also definitely being in their favor. So we'll have to see if Well, this time around, it might be NEMIGA being slowed down a little bit. Or maybe, just maybe, of course, it could also go the way of NEMIGA with just a bit of a delayed start, so to speak. Or perhaps, well, a strong T side that I would definitely expect from them.
Yeah, but there's a full buy coming out from the side of NEMIGA. MDS will have more than enough money to drop, of course, his teammate, and the AWP once more going in favor of Speed 4K. And that means they will hit the throttle and go for another round, but maybe they won't and encounter yet another flat tire. See Singularity get to equal heights and eventually pass them in the fast lane.
Wow, that's amazing.
I didn't even prepare those.
We're off to a great start today, clearly. Let's see though if NEMIGA can keep their great start going and see if they can get potential opening picks. Speed 4K here, he's looking towards Playground, but so far hasn't spotted anyone just yet. Might in a mere moment. For now, though, doesn't quite look like it yet, and you're laughing it up.
That player was just dancing around just through the X-ray, of course. We can see he's so close.
Yeah.
And if the upper would have just been a little bit deeper, they would have actually had the frag as well. It's going to be Speed to peek a little bit deeper. And, well, if there's a problem with his car, of course, he can still box and go for a pit stop. It's going to be Singularity biding their time and eventually going for that B take. Something that has been a little bit of a hit and miss so far. Unless there is some counter util to come down from the NEMIGA side as well. They slow down and actually go the other way. Great spray down from Remoy as he takes on Lollipop, who decided he had to go for some short control. As there will also be a molly on towards short, Jo will be under threat. Of course, he throws in a molly of his own and now will try to peek in with the AWP, but Nico, he's standing by. And if there will be a peek, there will be a frag. Oh no, Nico, he misses. Now we actually have equal numbers once more. Look at the time, 30 seconds left, and the time is slowly ticking away. And now it's slowly, but soon it might go fast as we see the bomb being dropped. No more players on short, so they can't recover it that easily. Remoy will get a frag on towards MDS, who choked it out, but there will be Box standing by. And Jo as well for third kill of his own. Castle trying to go through the smoke, falling as well. A 4K for the AWP. And NEMIGA now also on the fourth round.
Solid peak there, of course, on water from JLo, or Jo even. JLo, that's someone else.
That's a singer.
Yeah, that's the singer indeed. Jo, though, with that, kind of playing also that trademark NEMIGA aggressiveness and playing it out really well. The moment that bomb was dropped on water, I'd say Singularity didn't stand much more of a chance anymore. We'll see, though, maybe they can take it back now on, well, a rather mediocre buy. You know, they have to save for that next round and concede in those Deagles, that P250, the CZ. But maybe Cellrate's Scout can really make a difference. And, Box, he tries, you know. He really does try. He tries to go for that aggressiveness, but, oh dear.
This is getting dangerous. Lollipop now in the flank on the underpass area. Will at least get one frag in return, but it's a very, very cheap round working out very well so far for Singularity. They have map control, but now they lose players. It's going to be Lollipop with a second frag now, also trying to follow up on the player in underpass, but MDS will not give him anything. Nico, the last player alive, still having that one dig already on his table, and he wants to go for more. Still trying to find another, but Lollipop with a triple kill of his own, trying to hunt down the remaining player to make it in towards a 5-2. At least the lead now going more and more in NEMIGA's favor. And of course, we also have to say this is the map pick of Singularity.
Yep.
So there is a decent chance that Singularity can do a great job. But something we've also said beforehand is that terrain could go either way. NEMIGA has actually picked it, but they haven't played it as of yet. Whereas Singularity has a little bit of competitive experience. 2 maps in the past 3 months, which is almost nothing. If you look at normal teams playing terrain a little bit more often, that might mean that Singularity is a little bit prepared, and NEMIGA might be prepared as well, but they just don't know if they will be punished for certain mistakes in a competitive environment.
That is the great question to ask, and we'll have to wait that out, you know, until we get onto that second map. For now, we'll have to battle it out on Overpass and see who gets the upper hand here. You do remark, of course, on that very good fact that this is Singularity.
That's a wall bang.
Ooh. This being Singularity's map pick, they should be performing better on it, but maybe, just maybe, the T side isn't theirs today. We'll have to see how it goes once they get into that second half and get onto that CT side. Jo here gets a good frag. Nikodos going down. Box peeks in. Can punish Iceberg as well. Of course, one of the newer players on the Singularity roster. As a matter of fact, only been with the team for about, I say, 5 days at the best, or well, at the most. Of course, that is when the news got out, so you can assume that they've been on there for a little while longer.
Well, in the meantime, we do see Remoy actually getting some frags, but as he just runs in towards the AWP, it will be a 1v2. However, if there would be a bomb plant, there's actually a chance for the side of Singularity. Because Cellrate now in a 1v1, as he does get the first frag, will go for a second. But Jo, he can't be triple kill for himself, but it was very, very scary for the NEMIGA side.
Were you afraid? Are you okay?
I'm not afraid. I'm just a little bit worried for him. Because they threw away players left, right, and center. They went for the solo peaks, where, as Maniac said before, of course, there is a chance they might go over aggressively, and they just did.
And yeah, no, but I think the problem is as well that you can see NEMIGA doing that quite often. And with that, they kind of can keep getting away with it. Singularity hasn't really punished that so far, except on Box maybe in the beginning. And, oh, case in point, he's going to do it again, isn't he?
Box, as he's moving in. But so far, no players from the Singularity side daring to go through the Incendiary. Maybe later on, they'll go for something crazy like that, or at least have a smoke to cancel it out. They will now go for mid control and go towards long, where Box is standing by. He's waiting for his toilet to be cleaned, and then he can at least clean house on towards Singularity as well. He will be still at 5-5 quite late on towards the round, as we now see the first frag to come in. Box knows there will be more. He will get a second, but the player had armor as well, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. It takes a little bit more time. Greenmoy now with a refrag, now also with a weapon of his own, will actually be boosted towards the plants on that long area. He'll try to spot out Speed, but Speed, he just knows. And you can't click faster than a man with Speed 4K in his name.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You know, he has those epic gamer vibes. Jo goes further on, takes out Castle as well. And Nikados now, well, no longer has DOS team members, but one.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Speed 4K looking for the player. Will actually get a very good tag in the wall bang, but unfortunately MDS already in the back as well, meaning the kill goes in favor of NEMIGA, and Singularity will lose yet another round. It's going to be 7-2. Singularity now buying up once more. I dare to say they could benefit from a very quick push towards the B side. Split it via both short and of course Monster, and then make it happen.
You do like your B rushes, don't you?
It's a problem that a lot of teams, of course, it is a very big gamble, but a lot of teams are a little bit too afraid to pull them, and that does mean you can't really change the momentum too much, especially on overpass, where that A side hold is a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's stronger, you know. I mean, you start off on it, that's one thing.
And there's so much room for ops.
Exactly. AWPs really get the well, how do you put it? You know, the holdover long. That's their
early warnings.
Yeah, and and even toilets as well. You know, there's a lot of space that are on the CT side to play with. So that does indeed make the B side a bit more appealing sometimes, you could say.
Oh, yes, I might say that as well, as we do see some incendiaries going down. It's going to be Nico actually going rather low at the moment in time as well. Will be peeked out by Lollipop because he's insane so far with M4. Will then throw yet another incendiary, as he might be a little bit wallbanged on towards 1 HP. But 1 HP is more than 0, and that is what Nico is currently on.
Wow. That's so mad. I never thought about it like that, you know, 1 being more than 0.
I would dare to call it mathematics.
Next thing you're gonna say that 5 is more than 4.
Well, I might later on. The Cellrate will now get the kill on towards Jo. It will be MDS also going down to Iceberg. And it's like he is the thing to bring down the Titanic, as Box will get 1 in return, but still it's a 3-on-3. Of course, Lollipop low. Remoy now also standing close at that. Molly will go down to Lollipop as well. 1 HP and a dream. And still it happens to work out as Lollipop for yet another frag. Getting a third of his own, and so far, even with low HP, he can make it work. But Castle will now go in the flank. We'll get 1 frag. But then there will be Speed 4K with a wall bank to come through. And an 8th round for NEMIGA. And even when there was such a strong flank to come in, it didn't mean a round win.
Yes, NEMIGA having now achieved their 8th round in this first half, having a solid and set advantage at this point. You know, they've already got like 6 rounds ahead, but that 8th round is always a bit of a milestone on your first half. It always means that now, regardless of how the rest of the half goes, you have the upper hand on the enemy team at the side switch. And I fear, as a matter of fact, for Singularity that it might just become much more than that. It might just be that advantage getting even bigger and bigger. And with that, we'll have to see, you know, how Singularity plays out the rest of this T side, if they can make the best out of it.
Well, Cellrate, of of course, trying to bide his time as they're trying to wallbang once more towards, of course, that A or B short area, rather. Hoping that there will be a player once more standing behind that wallbang area, which in the past we saw used quite often, but nowadays not too much. However, against NEMIGA, it does work because they do push. Sometimes a little bit late, as Lollipop now on towards 7 HP. We need to grade for him once more. But still, even with 1 HP, he was able to get a double kill. So there's a big chance he can still bring it back as well. NEMIGA so far, the stronger party. The odds, of course, greatly in their favor. As Iceberg is trying to play from that underpress area. He's a little bit afraid there might be someone there to force him out of a position, but MDS might be a little bit worried soon that there will be a push towards Monster. A lot of players from that T side of the Danish Singularity will be standing by for that push to come in soon, at least to split via both short and via long. They're expecting someone at the barrels, but there will be someone behind the pillar. Little cheeky peek, now they happen to know, and those incendiaries will come in as well to slow things down. And look at the time now. There's only 25 seconds, and they still have to make their push work, and there will be yet another smoke, yet another nade. And they slow down time and time again. That nade is money! But the spray, not really. It's Remoy with the opening frag on towards Jayo. And the S will be standing by close towards the short catwalk on towards the bridge. Sees the first kill to come in from Lollipop once more getting fragged. But there will be trades as well coming down from Singularity, but the time is running out. They don't have the time to go for the plant, but they will still get the round on towards kills. So, we have to say Singularity now actually bringing it back slowly. 3 rounds for themselves, but we also have to conclude that so far NEMIGA has gotten most rounds on the first half.
And
we actually get some intel from
that's interesting.
a fairy talking to my ear with beautiful dust flying everywhere. Noted, of course, currently at a school trip. Will most likely be back in the second map. Castle, actually the coach for the Singularity side. So now Nico will actually get a good tag on towards Speeds. It's a little bit of an exchange fire-wise, as it will be an eco for the side of NEMIGA, but actually already dealing some damage. Nico, of course, now one-tappable for the scout anywhere on his body. But, well, he will go down to speed and will be boxed with a refrag of his own. Now picks up the scout, falls back, and with him already taking some damage, he's able to still do something. Now swaps around the USP of Lollipop in favor of his Deagle, as there will be yet another be execute, the preferred side for the side of Singularity, it seems. And this time around, once more, they have gotten control quite easily.
And control is something that, you know, Singularity is really, well, having to focus on now in these rounds. And once they get that, I feel like they actually have a solid chance, really. You did see it in the last round where it was a bit chaotic. And they did also sort of achieve control, but that was more of a frag game, not so much a control game. Now, though, once they have this sight in their hands, NEMIGA already not going to bother with this. And Lollipop here just standing at the ready for maybe seeing one more Singularity player ahead, passing by, ready for him to shoot away.
Well, there's going to be no exit frags to come in, as Singularity already has their safe exit. But Box, with that scout, is moving up. He already has 1 frag, but he wants to get some more, and the players might be moving in towards his position. There's a good shot, but there won't be a tag, and once more missing another frag. It's going to be a buy to come in most likely from NEMIGA, but they don't all have that much money, so maybe a pistol armor rather, as Lollipop is not really too well currently on the financial grounds, but he could go for FAMAS armor. Yet it would really hinder them in their holds, because Lollipop so far has been a key player on that NEMIGA side.
And we'll see now if Lollipop can kind of keep that up, because, of course, NEMIGA have the interest, the vested interest, I might even say, to build up their advantage as much as they can on the CT side. Although, also, once again, to reiterate, NEMIGA a quite aggressive team, that being what they are known for. And with that, perhaps, you know, having the solid chance of playing out very well on that T side, maybe even better than you could expect on the CT side. Although I would say on a map like Overpass, I'd find it difficult to really see or find much of an advantage in the T side.
Well, of course, CT side has so much room to work with, other than, well, you see on the different maps that we often see played. I dare to say, for map pressure on the side of the CTs, the most CT maneuverability, you dare to say, is on Overpass. Very early on, you could try to contest B water. You can contest A long, you can go in towards underpass, and also maybe contest mid a little bit. You don't really have that much room to work with. So many units to cross out as well. We do see now the round to start once more. Singularity, of course, wanting to prepare whatever they can to get more rounds in their favor because, well, NEMIGA already has 8. They're not worried. They know their T side is stellar. This is just a little bit of a warm-up.
They're getting into the swing of things, and I suppose you could almost call it a little bit of a warm-up. We've seen them already play quite aggressively at times. Use that CT side to still peek in at times, you know, look at that water position where they've done it in the past. MDS here, though, he's already had to take quite a bit of damage now for the CT side for the start of this round. So that might be something that will become a bit of a thorn in his side later on. We'll have to see how that plays further out. Of course, it looks like Singularity, they still haven't really decided on a side so far. Maybe going for that long control could be a solid tactic. There is actually no one really on the site itself, on the A-bomb site, and no one really holding off long. It's NEMIGA kind of playing for that points and connector control. Lollipop here from the B side can actually get the frag on Castley. The, well, of course, IGL, the coach from Singularity, standing in for Notan.
Well, that's quite notable, as we're going to see currently a 5-3 situation. Box also getting the frag from underpass, but now speed will go down. Finally losing a battle on towards Nico, who's not really had too much success. Box will go for the aggression. How does he still get a frag against 2 players standing there? That should have been an easy fight for Singularity to win. And of course they did get a trade, but they still are a player down. The lucky thing is that they dealt damage on towards both Lollipop and MDS earlier on, and there isn't too much utility to work with on that NEMIGA side. However, Remoy now using a flashbang, still scared of pressure from that underpass area, and Nico now also moving up towards A. There's 2 players standing by because they have a hunch, especially with the flashbang to come in. Nico will now move up with his AWP in hand. Nico will go down. Is Lollipop getting a double frag, and how, with low HP, does he manage to beat this good time and time again?
It's just class plays, I'd say. You know, he was definitely my play to highlight, along with speed. Both with that, well, I'd say, you know, I'd assume it's talking about kills in their name. You know, that K at the end to really bring it home.
21 kills at least.
I'd say at least, yeah. I feel like 21 kills, if you're on the winning side, isn't...
He already has 20 frags right now.
Look at that.
In 13 rounds.
There maybe that's, you know, that's what he just means. He's the fragging man. And
he goes to 21 and then says, okay, I'm retiring. You just do the rest, all right?
Okay, speed, take it away.
Yeah, get a 4K every round.
Who knows? Who knows? Honestly, I do think that these players are going to be the ones with the, you know, so far we've already seen them both, I believe, get a 4K if I'm not mistaken. Lollipop on that eco situation, and speed, I believe, with, well, that lovely AWP in his hands.
Well, we do wait for the first aggression to show. It's going to be Singularity taking it slow because they're really scared of that pressure to come down from that CT side. And we have seen NEMIGA play a lot of pressure, but as of now, we do also see them play a little bit more passively. Not really going for those wild plays, knowing they're up against another buy. And well, with this little bit of a change to come in pace from that CT side, already wasting a lot of time from their opponents, this might actually work well for him. However, from long there will be pressure, and Remoy is moving up. It will be the first frag and a second to come in eventually. But before that, there will be a great 180 from Speed 4K. Please bring it in towards a 4-on-3, still in favor of the Danish side. Now trying to execute towards the A side as well. Lollipop, however, will now be tagged up. Throw in a nade that will be taken down by Iceberg as well. This might and should be the 5th round for the Singularity side, as they're waiting for the bomb to approach. And in the meantime, Jo is even going for the rotate. And I wouldn't go for it either. As you know, you'll have to go for a save.
Absolutely, take that AWP with you. Diffuse kit, utility. He's got quite a bit of useful stuff to really keep with him. He also still has that full armor, so no reason whatsoever for him to risk that all away and just let it be gone to waste. Maybe though, or this could go either way. He could get something positive out of this, or
he's sneaking up. He might actually take down cell rate as well. Sometimes cells just don't survive, as it's going to be Jo to split those cells in half, and now we have that 3 players surviving at the moment in time for Singularity. It's still quite good.
I mean, I'd say maybe it's a good thing that the cells don't split in half because you suddenly have just an extra player standing there.
Oh, that would be nice for the side of
For the,
Singularity.
for the side of Singularity, but for NEMIGA, maybe not so much.
Maybe Cell Rate will split and then Noten will appear out of thin air.
Oh, wow.
That would be a great comeback to come in.
We'll have to see when he does come back around. NEMIGA, of course, at this point, they do still have a little bit of a chance to make this to the double digits now, but MP5 SD coming in even. That's wild. That is, I like the weapon. It's a fun one, but it's not good. There are better options I find on the.
It sounds so cute as well.
Yeah, you know, yeah. I'm not gonna try and imitate that. Never mind. That's
Just a little bit. I'm a voice actor, as you can clearly see. It's going to be boxed in by the Deagle. Will go down to Castle. The coach actually able to frag. Lollipop will get a refrag with MP9. Let's upgrade to the AK, and, well, he will, because there's no player actually contesting. Nico still on long range with the AWP, and Lollipop now a little bit scared, possibly, for that nade to come in straight on his face. And, well, that means he will get smacked around, but Nico will now be double peaked. He misses the first shot, will go for a second, still able to get 1v1, so that means a double kill for him. And Singularity possibly to close out this half with a 9-2-6 scoreline. They will, however, need to find 2 more players, as there will be a gamble rotate towards possibly the B side, and indeed there will be. The other players from that Danish T side are now moving towards A.
Yep, Bomb, you can see it moving up now, going towards, I'd say, that toilets position in a moment, preferring the...
What?
What? Oh, no.
J.O. just threw a molly on towards B long, and I'm not sure why. Speed 4K now under pressure, AWP in hand, will be standing and will get the first frag on towards Iceberg. Has to go for a second, but he will be pushed out by Remoy, meaning we now have a 1v3. J.O., of course, picking up the AK, a little bit of an upgrade, going for this round regardless. As of course, it is the last round of the first half. First frag to coming. Good tag on towards Nico as well, but Remoy is just too good. Double kill for himself. And a 9-6 halftime with, eventually, as we said, 21 frags for Lollipop.
Yep.
He's doing it, baby.
He's solid and consistent. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's how you like to see things played out. Still, though, I don't know. I'd maybe expected a bit of a more assertive CT side from NEMIGA. Maybe that's just on me, though. You know, with their ranking, with them, at least according to expectations, kind of outclassing Singularity, I'd have thought that they could have pulled it off better on the CT side. However, you know, they are that key aggressive team, so maybe it is just the T side that they really rock on.
Win yet another pistol, maybe win yet another round. But we have to say that Singularity actually won their T-side pistol quite easily. Let's see if NEMIGA can, of course, with their Glocks, do the same. Will there be a raid boss? I dare to expect it, as Speed 4K looks into towards the beautiful eyes of his Glock, hoping to then be as well mesmerizing towards his opponent. Nico going for a peek towards mid. There will be players there trying to at least get some shots in, and it will most likely be Lollipop with his P250. J.O. coming from underpass. There's actually 4 players towards that B side with actually a little bit of a boost and a little bit of aggression on towards water. The players are getting close to J.O. There might actually be a boost once more, as you can then look through that window, yet they are not going for it. J.O. standing by, expecting something from Singularity of the Swords. This might just be a little bit of research paying off, knowing what the CT side often does. As now they will try to rotate back, but ooh, this might be a meat grinder to come out from Singularity. Cell Rate, the first player to contact. If he does get a frag, it's great. If he doesn't, he'll still fall back, and he has a teammate standing close by. It's going to be Remoy with the first frag. It will be split between 2 parties. Cell Rate will get one as well, but MDS picking up the P250, getting a frag for his own. And it's going to be Box as well with a P250. So they're quite heavily invested on towards those upgraded pistols. Of course, with the long angles they might be expecting, it's a very logical choice, as it's going to be a 3-on-3. Speed 4K moving up towards long. Will be spotted. A beautiful one-tap from Nico. And now we have the player advantage for Singularity. With this pistol, they could really build on towards their comeback. And Will with another frag coming in from the coach of Castle, and Nico as well. It's going to be 9-7. Singularity winning both pistols so far.
Yeah, that's really a solid start for them on both halves, and let's see if they can really keep this up now, you know. Singularity, well, being on that CT side, you could look at it both ways, right? You could say that maybe the T side is a bit favored for NEMIGA in the sense that that is more up their alley, more in their comfort zone with the aggressiveness. But at the same time, you could also say Singularity really appreciating that CT advantage and also successfully using that. So far, that was an impeccable hold there, and I was properly taken aghast by those lovely taps from NEMIGA coming in there with such smoothness as well, just peeking in, boop, and job and done and dusted.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. As you do see that eco to come down from NEMIGA so far. There is a deagle. And that's the only thing there really is. And yes, he's trying to move up, possibly open up something for his team, so a player could upgrade as well. However, Singularity is playing rather far back towards the side, not over-aggressing anything. And that is a little bit of a change, of course, to expect from a very aggressive NEMIGA side and a more passive, more cohesive and strategical Singularity. Especially when your coach is playing in as well, he will say, guys, we're just going to play passive.
Yeah,
you're not going to aggress against Pistol because we won't lose to Glauks.
Glauk. It's a Glock. I can't do an American accent. I've tried. I can only do a Southern American.
You have me for that, no worries.
Yeah, exactly. But I think also that is a valid point that you make there. You know, a coach that can really temper a team like that, they have that authority, and they can really tell them, you know, if you do that kind of thing, then oh boy,
you're gonna be kicked. Yeah, so standing by, peeking in with the MP9 will get a triple of his own. What a legend. The problem is, he goes down eventually to Lollipop, getting a double kill of his own. But it will still be Remoy to clean things up on towards the side. And pick up the AUG, also drop in towards bank. 2 kills for only 1 deagle of investment. I dare to say that's pretty decent for NEMIGA, and also buying up with the AKs for this round.
Yeah, we'll see now in this third round if that's going to go more in their favor. Haven't been able to string anything together just yet, but here, look again as well, you know, Castle's solid triple kill, lovely MP9 hold, and a nice bout of cash for him as well. Still choosing to go back onto that MP9 though.
Well, sometimes you just have to expect to make money. As he's going for a little bit of a long peek, there will of course be a smoke to thrown down by a CT on towards CT spawn to cover things up for the time being. NEMIGA now having those AKs fully ready to of course go for the Angels. However, they should be wary of the AWP of Nico as well. He's standing by for the long range engagements, possibly to go in their favor. As Castle now goes down, there will be a second one on towards Iceberg as well. Box opening things up, and that is the B-side control gained. The bomb, however, still has to be picked up on towards that monster area. And brought on towards the side, as Cellrite will get one of his own. Back to equal numbers. And back to still waiting for the bomb to enter the side. However, with a resmoke to come in, Nico can't really contest that. And there is enough utility, yet they're not using it on the Singularity side. They will be waiting for, of course, the utility to fly in during the retake, rather than to cancel out a bomb plant. Which, well, has already transpired. It seems like Singularity isn't really going for it just yet. Are they actually going for a save with everything they have right now?
No, they wouldn't.
I am baffled, disappointed, and confused, because Nico could even wallbang the player behind the box. They have a smoke, they have nades, they have flashes, they have everything they could want. And oh no!
Come on!
It's getting worse and worse and worse.
Remoy might be able to repeat now, like if they.
At least he can get an AWP. That's something. But this still hurts as the AWP then flies away and still finds the hands of Remoy in the end. But this should have been a round possible for Singularity.
I don't understand why they'd give that away. You know,
they had all the time. They had the positions as well.
Maybe it's just a sort of a certain laissez-faire attitude of, oh, but it's okay. They can get this one round.
Maybe it was, of course, now Cellrite saying, oh, I'm low from that engagement. But
just
Box was as well.
It's just a very, like, there are times when you really should just save when it's not worth the bother. When it's
Castle is also being tagged up. I think either a knife or just dropping a little bit too aggressively.
Oh, no.
It's happening.
Is this Singularity choking out? Really?
I'm not really sure if it's a choke. It's just a little bit of a bad decision on my end.
Yeah, but I was really looking forward to it now. I was believing in them.
Yes.
They had a solid chance to make it a 9-9, and now NEMIGA's got on that 10th round. They've reached those double digits. I'd hope that Singularity, their hold on the sites, can stay strong enough, you know. That's what it's all going to come down to. Iceberg here, getting flashed out of water. He's close, but that is an engagement that he should have won there.
But his smoke also went too deep.
Yeah.
Because of the smoke going so deep, the players were already out of smoke, not really being contested. And now Castle going for a 1v1 against an AK. It will be Cellrite with a wall bang through the smoke as well to get at least 1 kill in return, and Lollipop is awkwardly low on towards 2 HP, but that is usually when he is most dangerous to his opponents.
He's definitely shown that so far that he doesn't need a lot of HP to show up. JJo, though, in the meantime, he does show up. Oh, Nico, you should have gotten that shot. Singularity, please. What are you doing? They're already going for the save now, of course. Maybe Nico can get an exit frag or two here, but he's not even going to engage that. I suppose he might be afraid because obviously he got fragged out in that position the last time as well. And, oh dear, you look...
I'm worried.
Yeah, stressed, worried.
Like, of course, people could say, oh, you're really hard on Nico, but the off player,
no,
we always see those shots missing because those are the most important shots to hit. Those are usually your best aimers. And those really either make or break rounds. And now you saw it. If Nico would have had that first frag, they would have actually made a chance to get the round in. And now he falls towards MDS as he tries to fall back after getting just one kill of his own. It will be an 11th round for NEMIGA. They're building economy as well because there's still 3 players alive. And Remoy on the other side will have everything with an AUG.
But
there's still players. Yeah, Speed. He's looking. And he's going to vroom to his death.
I was going to say, you know, if Remoy actually gets fragged out here now, then it would be completely, well, disastrous for Singularity. Problem, though, still being, look at that economy distribution, right? It is only Remoy that managed to take that AUG with him, and for the rest, I'd say that...
Eco, baby.
Yeah, Eco. There's not much more that you can do. Maybe a Nico and Cellrate, you know, he could drop a few extra pistols, but that's about it. For the rest, I don't see much more coming out of this. Oh, nope, not even that. He's saving up for that AWP, I suppose.
Oh, yes, I would assume so, as, well, there is a big problem on the Singularity side. I had a very good shot. They were getting close after winning the pistol. But then, from the point that NEMIGA started buying, Singularity started doubting themselves.
Oh, you should never.
3v3 retake, that should have been doable if they just used their utility properly. But they figured our positions aren't great. Our A might be a little bit off. They have their off-the-plan positions, yet you have something to disrupt it. As we now see Jay over the kill, Castle will be peeked out, has a dink, but it won't be enough to get the round. Remoy also running in towards Speed, who has a Ferrari peek around the corner. And that means it's now currently Nico picking up the AK, going down to Lollipop as well. And of course, Lollipop still survives on low HP. As Speed will get the last strike on towards Iceberg, it's a 12 rounds for NEMIGA, waiting for the new buy round to come in from Singularity. They will now have money to buy. But will they have that AWP and all the utility in the world? I'm not really too sure.
It might still not be the best buy because look at the money amounts. Utility level is low. A few smokes, a couple of flashes, and one nade. Will this go to overtime? I don't see it happening, honestly. I feel like Singularity's honestly thrown in the towel with how they performed in that save, how they just gave it away there when they could have really still gone for that fight, and how, well, NEMIGA right now, this is a solid chance for them to just build up the advantage now and eventually finish this out on, of course, also important to reiterate, Singularity's own map pick.
There was a player spamming, the nade will go through just a little bit too late. But the one nade already being thrown in by Singularity means they're all on towards either smokes or flashes. A little bit of a B smoke actually comes down from the NEMIGA, at least to bait out whatever they have on the Singularity side. And that's currently only 3 more flashes and only 3 more smokes. That means they're not really in a really favorable position to win this round, especially because so far we've seen NEMIGA just out-8 them time and time again. NEMIGA's trying to wait and see if there will be a mistake made by that Singularity side, but as of yet no damage has been dealt. That means we're just waiting, still waiting for either team to pull the trigger. But NEMIGA's just running a default, they're just waiting, biding their time, but now grabbing the bomb and grouping towards B, where JO takes down Iceberg, who peeks in towards Monster. There will be a refrag possibly from Castle, but, well, you just saw your teammate die there. And you're thinking you can make it up? No! JO will just still be standing there and gets yet another frag. And that means we're now towards a 5-on-3. Only one player standing by. Somewhat close to that B side, but it seems like Singularity is already, indeed, thrown in the towel and go for yet another save. In this situation, I can completely understand.
Yeah.
But the last time around, I was really confused.
It was
with
a
now
3v3.
MDS, he's actually standing by in toilets, and the players are moving behind him. And if he eventually would see a player to chime by, you could get a frag, and well, that would really wreck the economy of Singularity.
Doesn't really look like it, though. Although there's still about 30 seconds left for that bomb. Actually, make it 35 because there's still the time after the bomb explosion. Now it's getting more up to 25 seconds or so. That could be a really hard dent into Singularity's economy and really worsen out their situation as well. Nico here, though. He can't really peek anything just yet. That's a player heading into bank there and falling further back now. MDS being that player in question. NEMIGA playing it relatively safe here. Not really going for those fights, not wanting to take the risk and really just build out their round advantage, which right now they are solidly doing. And it has to be said, everything kind of went downhill for Singularity the moment they went for that unnecessary save. I'd say we both agree.
Oh, yes, definitely. From that point onwards, their economy was slightly wrecked. They at least tried to do something in return later on, but it didn't really work. Now they have some weapons left, yet they will eco around it. A Deagle and CZ with pistol armor, it's decent. But you might have want to see more utility. With an AWP being saved, with 2 M4s as well, there could be a FAMAS drop by at least Nico, as he now loses Remoy. There's one of those rifles already gone from the get-go. Now a second player, Castle, tries to recover that AUG, but will go to 1 HP, and Iceberg also standing by close. Wants to possibly go for a resmoke and then a peek later on. The damage just being dealt by NEMIGA, not doing all too much apart from pre-firing, is almost worrisome for the side of Singularity.
And you called it a decent buy, but at the end of the day, decent is not good enough. That doesn't suffice. And look at NEMIGA's economy as well. They've got those reserves all the way pumped up now, and those are starting to build out as well. They can really start to put the pressure on Singularity now, and right now it is really not looking too good for them. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose this round as well. Make that the 14th for NEMIGA. And problem being that Singularity, well, at that point, they are just dangerously close to losing this map. And this is a vital map for them to win, It's that classic situation of, this is your own map pick. This is at least what you should
We've
grab.
all been there.
Yeah.
It's such a annoying jump sometimes, just hitting flash with your head, as now Nico will miss yet another shot. Fall back. At least he's now alive and still rather healthy. Castle is moving up. He'll get a good flank in, but the problem is he's just lost his own life. As MDS and, of course, Lollipop will be standing by to get some frags in. Only 2 players remaining in. Well, the AWP might have to see the light of another round, and they will fall back. Of course, Nico banking on that 3,400 loss bonus for himself. Yet, of course, he wants to buy armor and utility and things like that as well, hoping to make it easier for himself in the rounds to come. AWP on towards short, player in towards water. Castle, you're sleeping, baby! Nico will get at least 1 kill in return, but trying to survive against a lot of players trying to chase him. He will fall to a crossfire of Speed and Lollipop. And that means we now have 14 rounds for NEMIGA. And Singularity will at least be able to buy back, yet not with all their utility on towards Nico.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a problem there, Singularity's economy really being shot out. Really, you can see this is going to be decent enough, but Nico is going to kind of fall short a little bit. And I truly and dearly do fear that might be the last chance Singularity has here. If they don't win this one, that next round is not going to be a superb buy, and it is going to almost be a given. It's going to be right into NEMIGA's pocket. So let's see what Nico can actually do here. His hold is going to be, or has to be, impeccable. Oh no!
That's a lucky shot as well.
But that is such a bad start for Singularity.
They're doing that time and time again.
Yeah.
Singularity keeps peeking and spraying through monsters. It's like the thing you do when you're playing a pug, because you want to push them to your opponent. But what does it give you? Well, a death every single round. So far, at least, for the side of Singularity.
At least it's, I'd say, the coach, I'm pretty sure he was bottom fragging. At least he should be bottom fragging, usually speaking.
Well, otherwise, as a player, you will never hear the end of things.
No, absolutely. And, so that is one of their, least valued players in the game. They can afford losing him, but still means that they're in a 4v5. They're a man down, and this could be turned around, although Nico here, right at the wrong time, actually peeks in and indeed gets sidelined by J-Jo. Expected almost. Cellrate does throw it back there, takes him out, goes for the second. 3v3, solid chance, now goes for this engagement. The double peek is good, but Cellrate runs out of bullets. Box with that can refrag. Iceberg coming in flank now, though. Look at that position, that can be strong. If they don't anticipate him, if he shows up at the right moment, this could definitely be Singularity's round, and this is a critical one for them to win. But right then and there, Box turns around. This spray is messy, and the result is there for Iceberg. Makes it into a 2v1. They're both kind of running about. He's made noise. They know he's there, and indeed hops out of there. Speed 4K goes down. Iceberg gets the frag, and Singularity wins a critical round. Incredibly important for them to get this one. And with that now, we will see NEMIGA can, of course, confidently rebuy. But still, Singularity, they just extended their chances.
Well, Sunray playing it clean, getting kill after kill after kill, but it was also due to, as you can see right here, NEMIGA missing quite a few bullets themselves. At least it's a round for Singularity, and they're now just 5 rounds behind, which could still go in favor of that NEMIGA side, but also in towards Singularity having a decent buy. AWP on towards Nico, but there's still enough money for NEMIGA, who's survived with 5 players for a long time. And if they lose this round, they can rebuy. Only Box just needs a drop in speed. He's rich as can be. He doesn't mind dropping his teammate, as there will be a very good flash, but also a very good shot from Nico. Now also Remoy with Big, they have now regained their confidence and get yet another kill in and possibly yet another round.
Absolutely.
Double digits, baby.
Solid stuff there for Singularity. Milestone achieved, those double digits indeed. And we'll see now what it's going to be and what it's going to give. NEMIGA here still has 2 rounds to finish it out. And Singularity, they have a, well, good chance now of achieving those double digits. You just said it yourself. You can see it, the 5-4v3. Oh boy. Don't tell me this. I just cast a curse this, right?
Oh yes.
Oh
it
boy.
wouldn't be the first time. Castle should have actually died there, but still he survives with 4 HP. And if he has at least learned something from Lollipop, as Lollipop will soon die to cell rate, he should be able to then get more frags, because low HP equals more pressure equals more kills, right?
Yeah, I think that's how it works. You know, you really feel like you have to show up at that moment, and oh, there we go. He makes noise. He steps down those stairs, and cell rate can just clean them all up. Lovely 3K coming in from him there. And with that now, Singularity getting those double digits in. The 10th round for them. And the advantage of NEMIGA, well, shortening and, how do I put it? Becoming smaller and smaller every
Diminishing
round. Diminishing is the word that's the word that I was looking for. I wanted to say slinking, but I think that's just
that's something I need to do.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, but that's also just an attempt at using a Dutch word in English, and sometimes that works, but not often.
Oh, we have a lot of Dutch words which we can't really translate.
No.
Such as gezelligheid. There's no English equivalent.
No, that one's always that is an interesting one. You know, there is no way to really translate that. It's a feeling.
It's a feeling. It's an atmosphere. As Lollipop will get a first kill, will be Iceberg getting one in return, but the Ray will be quite well. As Lollipop, of course, being dinged, being able to frag. Flashbang, not really too great, but Speed will get a frag on towards Castle. And what do we see here? An open B side. And I tell you that Singularity might go for a save. Something we haven't seen them do before that often. Oh, wait, we have.
Oh.
And on this situation as well, we understand.
Yes,
Yet you see Nico not really peeking, whereas he could have actually gotten a frag, maybe 2. Because there is a chance, and if you do get 2 kills, then there is a chance as well for a retake. If you just put Remoy in the right position.
It is so risky, though, because this means now that Singularity is going to be playing for overtime, and oh, they're going to push him aggressively now.
Of course, they're going to hunt down, because they know they will have a map point.
Yeah, and
the moment you have a map point, there is a very good chance that if you take out those weapons for your opponents, as you said before, there will be a shabby buy, to say the least, for Singularity. But they now do get 2 kills, at least it's something in return. At least a little bit of money made. And of course, now Singularity going to up against a map point. Remoy over peeking there. That's at least 1 rifle gone. But Nico could also drop one of his own.
Yeah, right now it's both teams that I believe, well, don't have the best of economies, although NEMIGA can compensate for this just fine. Singularity might actually be the ones in trouble now, although looking at these reserves here from the previous round, I think that they can make this work. It isn't going to be the best, but it'll be good enough. It'll do, you know? And we'll see now if this is going to be, of course, the round where NEMIGA finishes this first map off, or the round where Singularity just proves that they've still got it in them, that they can vie for overtime. And, well, the vie.gg odds aren't too much in their favor, though.
We see Nico trying to peek around, spots a player going towards long, but he's too late to actually get the frag in. Now goes in towards Soilers, wants to hold that little angle. Slightly big, because of course the players from NEMIGA will most likely just sprint by. That means that now with some utility being thrown as well, he has to go towards the long corner, yet there will be a smoke. That doesn't really help him too much. There'll be a flashbang on towards the face of Lollipop. He will be tagged out, or at least it was a smoke. He also put some damage on towards Iceberg. That's a little bit of an awkward scuffle. But at least both players will survive. We're still on a 5-on-5, and actually that long pressure coming down from NEMIGA earlier on has been at least now negated. With Remoy currently in underpass, going for a flanky. Here's the players. That might be a little bit of a gamble. Rotate to come in. And there's still a player in underpass from Jo, having the bad timing to not cancel it out. Castle with the opening kill towards MDS. And Jo, you have to start moving now. The player from short is now also moving through. He missed his window of opportunity as there will be a flank coming down from the player in T-spawn. It's Remoy with the first, gets a second as well. And this should be a round for Singularity. Save weapons will help them with their economy, and these upgraded AKs will help as well, as Remoy will pick up one up for his own. Now going to 52-11, and there is no real economy left on the NEMIGA. It's going to be speed rather rich, but the rest will have to go on an eco, and most likely he'll be dishing out pistols left, right, center.
Ooh, let's see what they make out of it, though. The pistol round can sometimes still be, well, a pistol buy can sometimes still be quite successful, we've seen for teams, you know. Right now we've got that tactical timeout coming in, I dare say, from Singularity to really go over the things, you know, the coach yelling at the rest of the team, telling them, but okay.
Now, but yelling doesn't work.
No, but you gotta be realistic, man.
I think that having authority, saying, all right, guys, we've run into 11 rounds. This is our map pick. I know, I am your coach. I'm not Notan. But he will be back in due time, and we will make it work. You just have to believe. I just had the opening frag with the AWP. I can do that again. If you just give me the chance and you also step up yourself, there will be a great chance for Singularity winning. Make Singularity great, and we will beat NEMIGA, meet MIBR in the next match, beat them as well, and go to playoffs. The Danes will rise again.
Wow. Coach told us, Mahir. That's inspiring. That is almost frightening, I dare say, in a positive sense, of course. Let's see. Maybe just maybe that had a bit of an effect there. If that's how things went down on the Singularity side, you do, of course. It is always. I believe that was with. Let me think. It's something that we've cast in the past, but you had those coach cams as well, and you could just see the coaches really having their like.
Blast Pro.
Yes, Blast Pro, I believe that was. Their tirade almost, you know, where they just kept going.
Especially Yanko.
Yeah.
He was quite great. As we now see Nico actually with the opening kill on towards speed. That is, of course, a good start against a mediocre buy from NEMIGA. Just some pistols. He sets for the drive-bys, but Nico with yet another. It's going to be Iceberg stepping up on towards box as well. The flank is coming in, and it seems like they're only able to get, well, rather 2 kills. Jo able to get them, and he could actually rotate towards the B side, but he wants to stick here as he takes down Remoy. You can't lose to an eco, Singularity. I just gave you a speech, as you do see the frag to come down from Castle, luckily, to bring it home to a 15-12, but it was a little bit scary in the end.
Yeah, it looked like Jade, maybe if he had gotten that one frag, but that was an almost impossible fight for him to win. He didn't expect to be pushed up that quickly, I think, and for that, now you see Singularity getting their 12th round. Of course, still a slimming advantage for NEMIGA. And right now, they are throwing a little bit, I dare say. And with that, we will have to keep an eye out, see what they do now on this pretty much full buy. Although, I do notice that an AWP is lacking. Let's see if they don't run into an issue because of that. Also, a Galil here and there.
Well, it was a sensible choice to not bring the AWP, because Speed had more than enough money, as now Lollipop will stand by for that cheeky boost towards the barrels area. He's now standing by for his teammate to jump on towards his shoulders, go for a frag, yet there isn't a player standing there. Smoke also slightly blocking them. As the player moves towards side, it will be the head taking cleanly off of Iceberg. And now Castle also going down, only one more player remaining on towards the B side. This could possibly be the round for NEMIGA, but they still have to move, and they're waiting for the utility to come down from Singularity. As of course they want to bait out everything that could hinder them in the future. Cellrate going for a peek, will be tagged up. How does he still survive? But he won't. It's the Galil of Lollipop getting another kill on towards Cellrate, bringing it into a 4-on-2, and they could actually go for a rotate towards an open A side. And as they are slowing down, it's being faked, and Singularity has at least one player now rotate. The nade comes in, is going to be Lollipop even lower on towards 4 HP, but still he survives. And with low HP, he's been a menace so far. And with time slowly ticking away, It's Singularity waiting, biding their time, hoping frags would come their way soon with Remoy anchoring the B side. The up on towards the bank area, and only one player standing here from the side of NEMIGA to cancel things out later on. MDS will go down. Remoy still standing by, gets a frag of his own. Back to a 2-on-2. Look at the 8 on the side of NEMIGA. Another kill for Remoy. This might be a comeback of the century. 15-13. And there's actually a decent chance that we will go to overtime, RJ.
Right now, it is very much looking like it. And once again, you know, good start of the day. The first match to the first map and immediately overtime. Would also give Notan a little bit of extra time to get back into the game for that second map. And we'll have to see what it gives now because, well, NEMIGA, they should have had a good chance there, but in the end they kind of threw it away.
They didn't commit.
Yeah, that lower HP also really just.
Yeah, but lower HP as well came by them not pushing through.
Yeah.
One of which, of course, Lollipop then going down to a nade as now Speed is standing between two fires. And so far he's still surviving, but it's... Oh my god.
Oh no, come on, lads. That is just sloppy, honestly. Was that just...
No, he was standing there, it's like, oh, this molly will expire soon, and actually goes down into it as well, as Bucks now gets the frag on towards Castle. So far, we've seen the ecos do quite well for NEMIGA, and they're now standing by on towards Toilets with 2 players moving in, 1 player actually still supporting them. And there could be a kill in here for Lollipop, standing by the Deagle, and oh, Cellrate, very good play on towards 3 players. There's still MDS in their back. It's going to be him getting possibly a knife. Knife. Nope. Double kill maybe as well, but it will be a turn from Remoy. 15-14. The last round of regular time to see if NEMIGA will either choke or Singularity will eventually fall in the end to, so far, a stronger T side. But will they be able to eventually be strong? Oh yeah, this is the replay we needed.
Yep.
It hurts.
But I think also, was he tagged up there? Or was
he was first. He was first tagged by the mollies. Then he figured, oh, I stand between the mollies. And then he figured I walk into it. And that's not really the smartest thing to do.
No. It is a serious NEMIGA choke coming in here. This is their last chance. They've got the weapons, they've got the utility. They have no excuse now not to show up and make this a 16-14. However, Singularity just as much now. They've got a chance to push this into overtime, try and at least get that first map win, you know, their own map pick, of course, Overpass. And with that, going into a train with some more confidence, with a better feeling. But right now, one thing has to be said. Oh, that is a good opener by Lollipop, though. Castley goes down. JJo immediately pushes through. Gets the frag on Remoy. Iceberg is there, but Lollipop immediately with the refrag. Now Cellrate here, he has to hold it off. He succeeds, but immediately Speed 4K takes him out. And suddenly, it is all down to Nico. And NEMIGA have committed to the plant this time, but have now also committed to falling far back onto this side. There is very little that Nico can still do here to try and win this for Singularity. I'm afraid that this might be it. That this, against all odds, you know, against definitely these end of, well, map expectations, it is Singularity not managing to push it into overtime and sadly losing off. And indeed, Nico goes down to box with that NEMIGA, get their 16th round, and it was mighty close. Truly, there was a solid chance there for Singularity for a moment to actually push this into overtime, but sadly, it wasn't meant to be, and NEMIGA ends up taking the upper hand. Deserved by them, but still, I'd say Singularity, they put up a good fight, and they've shown us now that maybe, just maybe, going into train, technically the permaban for both of these teams, they might be on point enough for today. You know, they might actually be able to show up and prove us that they actually do have a good chance.
Well, maybe if Notan does come back, there will be a very decent chance. Of course, Castle not performing all too bad.